I ain't scared of shit, and you gonna find that out. As you seen, the last press conference,
We'll see.
when I walked you down, when you supposed to be the bigger man.
Yeah, hey, you say that because you're fighting with nobody, and you obviously look like you're a great fighter. But you find out September 13th, this is gonna be different for you.
And it's gonna be different from you as well.
Question for Canelo.
The last fighters that you fought, they ain't on my level. And you
I fought everybody.
The last fighters you fought since 2002.
Mention me one. You
Since
mention me
2002.
one elite fighter. Just one.
You.
Oh, me.
Look.
It's gonna be me.
I don't care about nobody else.
And you will see that.
You. So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stuff a mud hole in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? You gonna be just like everybody else.
Yeah.
Watch.
Yeah.
Watch. Same shit that everybody else been saying since I moved to 147. I ain't fought nobody. Every last one of them stump a mud hole in their ass, and he gonna be next. Watch.
The upcoming showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford is set to be one of boxing's most monumental events. But their final press conference was anything but smooth.
I respect everybody, but if you f with me, so it's gonna be different.
Terence, is that true? Did Turkey Al-Sheikh ask you to spice things up?
Turkey didn't ask me to do nothing. I didn't touch him.
Oh, you know.
Listen.
Hey, we know, buddy. We know.
First and foremost, somebody was in the room saying that I was scared of them. So I stepped to him and showed him who was the boss of this fight.
On the other hand, Floyd Mayweather responded candidly about Canelo Alvarez, acknowledging the Mexican star, but also emphasizing that he has always had the freedom to choose his opponents. Mayweather downplayed Canelo's threat, claiming that their fight was straightforward for him and that he dominated the bout despite being nearly 40 years old at the time. He also criticized the boxing community for often undermining other fighters, while praising Canelo. According to Mayweather, the fight wasn't even close, and Canelo was never as challenging as many had made him out to be.
You can take a guy like Canelo, this guy can do, he can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. Y'all always disrespecting our fighters.
Brian Bulldog McIntyre, Crawford's season manager, shared his thoughts on the upcoming fight. He predicted that the opening rounds would be tightly contested, but expected Crawford to make his signature adjustments midway through the bout. Confident in his fighter's ability, McIntyre believes Crawford will seize control and secure the victory, much like he has done in previous matches. While he didn't reveal specific strategies, he emphasized that Crawford is known for finishing strong in the final rounds.
It's gonna play out, man. You know, like I always say, it's gonna be a tough few rounds. You know, until Terence makes his adjustments, and then, like he does every fight, he's gonna take it over and run away with it.
How does that look like?
Well, you know, I ain't gonna put it out there like that, but I just looking for Terence to dominate. I know going through the home stretch.
However, the latest news conference between Canelo and Crawford turned intense, with both fighters exchanging heated insults and standing their ground firmly. The event featured 10 intense stare-downs and was marked by multiple delays due to the escalating tension.
I ain't scared of shit, and you gonna find that out. As you seen, the last press conference,
We'll see.
when I walked you down, when you supposed to be the bigger man.
Yeah, hey, you say that because you're fighting with nobody, and you obviously look like you're a great fighter. But you find out September 13th, this is gonna be different for you.
And it's gonna be different from you as well.
Question for Canelo.
The last fighters that you fought, they ain't on my level. And you
I fought everybody.
The last fighters you fought since
Everybody.
2002.
Mention me one. You
Since
mention me
2002.
one elite fighter. Just one.
You.
Oh, me.
Look.
It's gonna be me.
I don't
And
care
you
about
will.
nobody else.
And you will see that.
You. So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stump a mud hole in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? You gonna be just like everybody else.
Yeah.
Watch.
Yeah.
Watch. Same shit that everybody else been saying since I moved to 147. I ain't fought nobody. Every last one of them stump a mud hole in their ass and he gonna be next. Watch.
Antonio Tarver expressed great enthusiasm for the upcoming fight, noting that he has long recognized Terence Crawford's unique energy. He sees Crawford as a serious threat, a competitor who brings an intensity few can match. However, Tarver raised doubts about whether Canelo Alvarez still possesses the drive to dig deep, especially given concerns about his declining footwork and a lack of recent, true tests. He emphasized that Canelo will need to push himself to the limit to overcome someone as dangerous and hungry as Crawford.
I gotta ask you, Canelo Crawford, who you got? Come on, bro. I've been telling y'all for the longest. That boy got that energy. And you know what energy I'm talking about. What is that? Tarver energy. Bro.
Yes, sir.
Tarver. He got that.
Yes,
and so
sir.
you know, when you get that, we don't see nobody, bro. Now he in there with a dog, Canelo. Now, the Canelo footwork ain't been what it's supposed to be lately. And he hasn't fought a real threat in a long time. Right. Now, sometimes we can get so comfortable in that zone. But now you got to go down deep to get ready for Crawford. You feel me? He got to go deep. Now, we don't know if Canelo still have that in him. We gonna see. We gonna see. But now coming with it, bro.
Coach Calvin Ford expressed his excitement for the upcoming Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford fight, sharing his enthusiasm for both athletes. He noted that it had been some time since Crawford faced a top-tier opponent and praised Canelo as one of the sport's best. Ford highlighted the significance of this bout, calling it a watershed moment for both fighters. He believes this clash offers fans a meaningful spectacle and that, at this stage in their careers, both men need each other to create a truly landmark event that could define the era.
Both fighters, Crawford getting another serious young African-American fighting him. It's been a while, you know what I'm saying? And this guy, he's alive. Canelo is the GOAT, and it's good for Terence Crawford to see that guy, you know what I'm saying? And it's good for Canelo to see him. It gives something for the boxing world to talk about, and everybody look forward to it.
When asked about how he would prepare Crawford to face boxing's biggest star, Ford replied that he wouldn't change a thing. He praised Crawford's dominance, particularly highlighting his dismantling of Errol Spence Jr., a fight many expected to be fiercely competitive but ultimately turned out to be one-sided. Ford likened that showdown's intensity to the legendary Hagler versus Hearns bout, but with a surprising outcome. He believes that if both Canelo and Crawford perform at their best, fans could finally witness the epic battle they've long anticipated.
Why would I change up what he's been doing? He's been winning. He's been getting the job done. When he shut down Earl, that was perfect. It ain't like he ain't been in no big fight. That was a fight everybody thought they was gonna get a roller coaster, and it went turns.
That was Hagler Hearns. You thought you didn't know what was gonna happen.
We didn't get that.
He dominated.
We didn't get that fight that we thought we was gonna get.
Yeah.
And then seeing Canelo and him do it, everybody said, "Man, we might get the fight that we're gonna get."
Max Kellerman shared his perspective on the significance of the Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford fight, placing it among the greatest boxing events he has ever witnessed. Having called legendary bouts featuring Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, and the epic showdown between Anthony Joshua and Vladimir Klitschko, Kellerman believes this matchup has the potential to surpass them all. He emphasized that while those previous fights were monumental, this one could take the top spot due to its immense scale and perfect timing.
Where would you rank this fight out of your top 3 to 5 of all the boxing fights you've called, you've experienced, you've watched?
In terms of the magnitude of the
magnitude,
fight? I mean, of the fights that I've called ringside, it might turn out to be number 1. I've done Pacquiao fights, I've done Mayweather fights, I've done Anthony Joshua against Klitschko. Those are big fights. But
Kellerman also pointed out that with Netflix's involvement, this fight could become the most watched title bout in nearly 50 years. He referenced Muhammad Ali's 1978 rematch against Leon Spinks, which drew an estimated 90 million television viewers, a record that still stands today. While recent pay-per-view events like Mayweather vs. Pacquiao attracted millions, Kellerman highlighted that the reach of streaming platforms could push viewership even higher. If the average number of viewers per household remains steady, this fight has the potential to draw a significantly larger audience than any recent boxing event. From a commercial standpoint, Kellerman is confident this will be the biggest boxing event he has ever covered.
this will, listen, because of Netflix, this will be the most watched fight, championship fight, in almost 50 years. This is going to be because Muhammad Ali fought Leon Spinks in the rematch in 78, and they did 90 million TV sets. 90 million. And since then, what has even come close? The biggest fights have all been on pay-per-view, and they do 2 million buys. Oh my God, 4 million buys, Mayweather Pacquiao. As I keep saying, if 5 people per TV set watch, that's 20 million people. This is going to do multiples of that. So so when you look at it from like a commercial point of view, it'll easily be the biggest boxing event I've ever covered.
Jim Lampley discussed Terence Crawford's chances against Canelo Alvarez during a conversation with Larry Merchant. When asked about Crawford's potential to win, Merchant expressed confidence, emphasizing that skillful movement, precise timing, and smart tactics can overcome size disadvantages. He highlighted that if Crawford utilizes effective footwork, stays outside the center line, and takes clean shots while avoiding heavy exchanges, he stands a genuine chance of victory. Merchant added that the key is to keep moving in and out, vary his attacks, and never become a stationary target.
I asked the great Larry Merchant very recently. I said, is there any way in your mind that Terence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez? And Larry said to me, Jim, did Ray Leonard get a decision win over Marvin Hagler? I said, yes, he did. He said, well, if Ray Leonard could have gotten a decision win over Marvelous Marvin Hagler, then yes, absolutely, Terence Crawford has a chance to beat Canelo Alvarez because it's the same thing. It's the same size difference to a certain degree. It's a very similar style difference, and there's a blueprint there. If Crawford looks at what Leonard did, get in, get out, get in, get out.
Jim Lampley acknowledged that while Canelo Alvarez is known for having one of boxing's toughest chins, Crawford doesn't necessarily need a knockout to secure victory. He believes Crawford can win by sticking to a disciplined strategy, managing distance, maintaining energy, and outpointing Canelo over the course of 12 rounds. Despite the challenge, Lampley stressed that with the right adjustments and focus, Crawford has a legitimate chance to outbox and outmaneuver his opponent. Meanwhile, Dan Rafael voiced some concerns about attributing Canelo's recent lackluster performance against William Skell purely to the skill of his opponent. Rafael suggested the deeper issue lies in the cumulative toll of Canelo's long career, which began when he was still a teenager. He emphasized that it's not just the number of fights, but the extensive time spent inside the ring that gradually wears down even the greatest athletes.